Alright. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Salt Mines, where we watch real-time strategy gamers, the most hardcore, no-life nerds in the world, rage about video games. Let's be real, the guys we're casting in this show normally have somewhere between 50 and 100 APM actions per minute, which is about 1/5 of what a pro player would have. So are they actually no-life players? I'm going to go ahead and say yeah. Yeah, I think they are, because let's be real, everybody who plays real-time strategy games has a little bit of that, oh, I'm a general controlling these army of guys and I'm a genius, and if I was just born in a different time, I'd be the Napoleon of my day. I mean, I think there's a lot of, let's say, imagination going on in people's self-image in the StarCraft community. That's probably part of why we are so irrational, emotional, and angry all the time. Kenagao, I think, might be our rager today. Now, I'm guessing that. Why, guys? Because we're going for a hatch first, and SQR is going for a forge. Ooh, isn't it? Well, SQR rings about, isn't it? They used to write SPR on like the old Roman things. What did that mean, guys? What did SPR mean? And does SQR stand for something that's well known? Oh, we're pulling drones. But you got to go for the pylon and the other one. Other probes waiting to come in. A bit sneaky here. This is the worst possible cannon rush position, guys. It was SPQR. That was it. You can't wall in a cannon anywhere here, guys. So this is like literally the most suboptimal position, but he goes for the wall off on the ramp. Oh god, oh god, oh god. You need to pull like every drone. These drones are all just standing there. Oh no, Kanagal's screwing it up. Kanagal needs to attack, because he can attack from both sides, should easily be able to clear this up, as long as the drones split up what they're attacking. But you can see right now, why are we on gas? You don't need gas, you need minerals, you got no money, mate. Kanagal puts on gas like a mad dog. Meanwhile, gateways, oh, the cannon wall off on the natural. SQR doing the filthiest cheese, guys. The Senate and the people of Rome. Senatus Populusque Romanus. Okay, cool. Well, in this case, it's that minus the Populusque. So basically, it's just the Senate of Rome, not the people of Rome. This guy's an elitist. He's a patrician cuck. He thinks the plebs should go back to starving on the streets and they should take away the bread dole. So SQR here, a man not for the people, a man for the ruling class. Meanwhile, Kanagal, a poor one in the ruling class, says, F you rich piece of crap. Why are you cheesing me, you dickhead? You dumb bitch. Now, to be fair, calling your opponent names in video games is never okay. It's very rude, guys. We have a big culture of manners and respect that comes from our Korean influence in StarCraft. But if there was ever a strategy that you would call your opponent a dumb bitch for, I think we can all agree in the Twitch chat and in the YouTube comments, this is probably it. Let's be honest. If you play like this in StarCraft, you know you're going to get this response, right? You know you're going to get this response. F you suck. Obviously, SQR just dropped the open, wide mouth face and went, what? Oh, what? I'm just playing a normal strategy. I'm not building cannons and pylons in your base. Now, to be fair, Kanagal could have defended this so much easier. Kanagal's going to drop the R word there. Says, yeah, you regard? And SQR's like, yes, I am very regarded. Well regarded, because I am of the Senate and you are but a peasant. Plebeian fool. Kanagal's like, you idiot. You idiot. I think definitely we should hone in on the voices of both of these players, actually. And I do think SQR's would be much more hoity-toity, you know. Maybe has a monocle and whatnot. Kanagal, on the other hand, is like, oi, F you, dickhead. F you, dog. You're a dog piece of crap, man. Get out of my base, man. We are going to go for a Ravager break, which is pretty bad if it's taken this long to get going. But SQR is going for +1 attack and a Cybercore's just finished. So with no natural up, I actually think the Ravagers could totally get back in this game. SQR is scouting for any hidden bases, but of course we know there's none out there. The Ravager's going to try and go to the right, stay out of that cannon range. But the cannon's going to finish. Cannon does crazy damage, man. It's going to kill that Ravager. Ooh, not quite. Survives with just 8 hit points left. It's going to start taking down these pylons. But there's 3 pylons, so... Oh, you gotta be careful, Kanagal. Kanagal not happy about this one, man. Now, there is a sentry at home ready, so if you counterattack with the Ravagers, you will get force fielded. No energy recharge available for that. We'll see how it goes. Now, you actually want to be biling the cannons here, guys, not the pylons. Uh-oh, Stalker's out as well. Stalker can now bait you into the cannon fire. Oh, God. Kanagal's frozen up. 700 minerals, 300 gas. Is not spending their money. Uh-oh. Okay, SQR right now, being a player who is playing one of the dirtiest cheeses in the book, and manages to take out that Ravager as well. While we're watching this, as Kanagal no doubt is melting down in their brain, I want to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments. If you were to design a new real-time strategy today, where do you draw the line with cheese? Cheese should exist, right? Aggressive strategies that your opponent might struggle to deal with. They might be a bit easier to execute than they are to defend, but more important, just surprise tactics that can kill your opponent or really mess them up very early. Personally, in my latter years, I am starting to say more and more to myself, if I were to design a game from scratch today, would I allow the cannon rush to be in the game? And I'm tending more and more towards probably not. Probably wouldn't let just 1 or 2 workers be able to like wall everything off in your base and do everything. And I wonder, I imagine most people are on that side of the fence, but I'm curious to hear the arguments of those who are a bit more extremist about, well, we should allow everything. We should, you know, let the strategies be figured out. And it's fine that a single worker can build 10 buildings in your base without actually having to stop to build them. So for me, that's the problematic mechanic alignment. Like, I don't mind a proxy hatchery or a proxy bunker rush or something like that, or even a Terran floating their buildings into my main, because it feels like it's a bigger commitment having to move a single worker across the map and then spending a lot of time to build a single building, or in the Zerg case, sacrificing it. To me, it always felt like it was something where, whilst there's absolutely skill to it and there's ways to counter it, like everything in StarCraft, right? And there's always going to be frustrating things. For me, I think if I was making a new game, I just couldn't get past how bad it feels for the average Joe to play against and how unfair it feels on an intuitive level. I think that's the main reason. And because even to this day, let's be honest, we've seen so many pro gamers on my channel raging against Cannon Rush over the year. And I really feel like Cannon Rush specifically is probably the most infuriating because of that one worker being able to just wall off your base and build like 6 buildings, 8 buildings at once and stuff. But curious to hear what everyone has to say about that, as no doubt Kanagal, losing those roaches and ravages, was looking for a corner base, expecting that, didn't find it because SQR went for the 300 IQ mind game and just took their natural and is now going to do this. Here we go, Roach Ravager coming forward. Another Ravager gets focused, dude. Peasant, get out of here. You can't stand and fight. I was trained from youth on how to ride a horse, on how to fight with sword, shield, spear. And yes, I am well regarded. Regard, F you, leave noob, says SQR. In my opinion, guys, you know, I don't really... I think Kanagal's behavior is obviously immature and silly, but kind of just is what everyone's response is on the ladder. Like, I've seen every person I've ever coached who's been cannon rushed or hit by a 12 will react this way. It is what it is. Obviously, it's like it's pretty lame to just sit there complaining. We could talk about what you could have done better. Let's quickly talk about that because we like to do that. So the first thing, guys, is actually attacking with your drones. Notice how these drones just weren't attacking. They're all just stuck behind each other because he only attacked one pylon rather than a moving. He also didn't keep attacking that pylon, and he had like 8 workers just standing there in the main, for about a minute, and then he put them on gas rather than minerals. When obviously in this scenario, you're never going to be able to use that gas. You just need to keep building drones and then zerglings once your spawning pool's done, and you should be able to shut this down. But letting this get up here was an absolute travesty, and I think from that point, Kanagal had already mentally given up. The moment you open chat, guys, this is the build order, Kanagal, next time. F you, you suck, you're regarded, and then you go, quit. All right, guys, go to the next game. We got Yaks at the top left, Zito Slime in the bottom. And you know what's exciting? We just had a whole chat with the live Twitch chat about this whole Cannon Rush topic. Because obviously, don't get me wrong, calling your opponent names, calling them regarded, all that sort of stuff is kind of dumb, right? I think the reason I'm not as making fun of it is because every single StarCraft player who's played a lot of ladder competitively understands exactly what the Zerg was feeling in that last game. So whenever your opponent hits you with anything really cheesy, we're about to see another one here. It basically, you go in, you're like, I'm going to play the game. This is my build order. I got to do this. I got to get blah, blah. You got this whole thing. And StarCraft, it's like you got this whole piece of music you want to play, right? You got this whole plan, this whole shopping list. And then you walk into the shop, into the supermarket, and a guy runs up to you, kicks your trolley over, punches you in the nuts, and runs away screaming. That is the experience of queuing for a StarCraft ladder game or any real-time strategy and getting cheesed within the first 2 minutes. It is just one of those things. If you aren't mentally prepared for it, it's like you thought you were getting in for an experience that would have back and forth, that would ramp up to intensity, and your opponent is like, no, your build order, drop it, forget it. You need to adjust your entire game plan to handle what I'm doing right here, right now. And understandably, you get stressed because it completely takes away you playing the game the way you wanted to play it. And this is something that's very unique in real-time strategy games, where, don't get me wrong, any competitive activity or sport, there's always strategies where you can put the opponent on the defensive, make them be more reactive where it's really hard to defend. But in real-time strategy games, it's in my opinion, way more brutal than it is in any other competition or sport I've ever experienced, because there's just so much you have to do at once. And normally mastering a build order and a rhythm is kind of what you do in the early game is part of what makes you a successful player and allows you to play the game without constantly having to stop and think. And whenever your opponent cheeses you, it kind of disrupts all of that. And this is why basically it is the biggest pain point in all real-time strategy games. It is also the most satisfying thing, is learning how to shut down cheese. Now, guys, this was 3 hatch before pull for Xenoslime. But Yax is rallying the Marines home. No! No. If you just rally into the base, you win the game. But he sent all the SCVs home. He's building 2 bunkers and rallying the Marines home from the other side of the map. Oh, Yax is going to D-Town here. If the Marines just go forward and you go build bunkers in the enemy natural, you cannot lose. The spawning pool just finished. You've already got like 5 Marines on the map when the spawning pool's just finished. But because you're so worried about the hatchery, oh, Yax wanted to cheese, but they've immediately swapped to a defensive option once they've realized they're getting cheese. But the thing is, they're not getting cheese. Xenoslime's just doing a modified macro build. Now, to be fair, trying to build a queen here is about the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Thinking, why are you building lings and queens here? Xenoslime's like, sweet, I forced my opponent to build a defensive position here. Let's invest resources in attacking this defensive position. And I'm like, Xenoslime, just hold the drone key down, buddy. Take a third base. Okay, we are going to take a third base. These lings are, one of them gets cancelled at least. The queen gets the refunded when the hatchery dies. One ling pops out. And Yax, oh no, goes all the way home. Yax. Doesn't even have a command center started. Is it 31 out of 39 supply? This is a disastrous opening for Is Yax still going to go for the attack now? Oh, Yax just got cucked, man. That is a brutal start. Xenoslime builds... That's what I call the distraction hatchery, guys. This was never meant to be a rush for Xenoslime. It was just like, I'll just build a hatchery and see if this messes with you. But still had a hatchery at home. Because Yax didn't scout, they have no idea that this is... They're like, oh, it's a 1-base all-in. It's not. It's a 3-base build. Oh, that's rough, mate. So this is going to go really well. Back on the cannon rush discussion, guys. So we had a whole chat with... comment with chat. Oh, the Overlord gets spotted by the barracks. Should have flown that down this way and off to the left, but that goes down. Nice move there for Yax. At least gets a bit of value with the floating barracks. This one still rallying Marines home from the other side of the map, though. What the heck, dude? Float that home, brother. So we had a whole talk about cannon rush, right? With chat, had a whole discussion and about how, you know, basically casual gamers don't understand asymmetric balance. Like all of my #1 balance complaints, whenever I talk about game design or balance or anything like this in any video, is always around like really just fundamental mechanics like mules or scans or queens are broken or creep is ember. And it's like, these things are really, really good, don't get me wrong, but like they're all balanced through, you know, I get creep, you get mules. You get mules, I get chrono boost, you know, lava and you know, like there's kind of a balancing act in StarCraft where everyone gets their own really powerful tools. Now, to be fair, I still stand by, I think if I made a new game today, the reason I kind of, in discussion, honed in on this, the reason I wouldn't do Cannon Rush as an option is I think a single worker being able to just build so many buildings in your base is a bit, it feels a little unfair to me. And I think for advanced players, it's very satisfying to shut down because you learn this sequence of how to scout it, how to quickly pull workers, stop them getting any good wall-offs and stuff, and it's great. The problem for an average Joe is a probe scout looks exactly the same to like 70% of the player base as a cannon rush until the cannons start building. Like they could build a pylon and it could be a cannon rush or it could just be a pylon randomly that they built in your base. And you're like, I don't know which one it is. And so there's something about the way, if you see a proxy barracks, if you see a 12 pool coming your way or a 6 pool back in StarCraft 1, you see Massling Bane or roaches on one base or anything like this, that's going to be a thing. Guys, did he cancel his fusion core and then rebuild it now? Yax is trying so hard to hide this battle cruiser, but he's up against the fastest Spire of all time. Xenoslime's going Spire so early. Oh, I mean, mutas aren't amazing versus BTs, but they'll still deal with it, especially since there's already 7 queens out. Dude, what level is this? Oh, it's the, sorry guys. It's the gay level, I forgot. But why are you gay? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know why, like what prompted that, guys? Gay but strong, good luck, have fun. GH, good homo, I think is what Yax meant to say instead of good luck at the start of the game, or just good have. But strong, rected, anus, gay. All right, guys, I think we have a non-English speaker, non-native English speaker detected in Yax here. For those who don't know, ANAOS is a nationalistic Australian. And there are a lot of gay nationalistic Australians and Oz, man. You know, we're very proud. We're loud and we're proud. We're the down under, whether we're doing the upside down with a gentleman or a lady, it doesn't matter. As an Australian, we stand tall, we stand proud. Much like this man trying to make his battle cruisers happen. He's going to go second factory, third factory, armory, 3 converters. Yax is actually macroing pretty well. This is going to be a Diamond League game. I know there's already someone in the chat going, this can't be Diamond League. No, I'm so much better than this. You're not. Guy in the chat, every time we cast Assault Mines, I know you've already posted this comment or you're about to post it. Trust me, you're wrong. And what's great, guys, is I say this, and they still post these comments every video. No, this was Gold League. There's no way this could be higher than Gold League. I'm in Diamond. This is way lower level than my games. And I'm like, when was the last time you got a hatchery built in your natural? I guarantee you guys play games like this all the time. I'm not saying every game you're going to do everything like that. But trust me, man. Battlecruiser coming out. Mutalisks are going to fly in right now. Okay, let's see just how much Xenoslime can wrecked Yak's anus. Can I say that on YouTube? We're going to find out, aren't we? Monetization, please be friendly. On this video, we'll find out. If you guys want to support the video and allow me to say the naughty words, even though some of these videos do get restricted ads and demonetized, please check out the Patreon. Links down below in the description. Mutalisk, I know we have to blur words out and things like that because, you know, you never know when it's going to pick up some of those naughty words. But teleporting home Yamato's a Mutalisk. Battlecruiser defends for now, but the Mutas have control. Now, if you just get air attack upgrades, play Corruptors, you're on 4 bases. A Xenoslime, this is essentially game over unless you really screw up from here, right? Like, you've got a massive advantage. But keep in mind, guys, even at Grandmaster, there is an age-old strategy against Zerg. Oh, they did a tank! Okay, 1 tank goes down. Cyclone and BC plus Marines and Bunker doing damage, though. Man, these Mutas are crazy. Just diving in. I mean, I know you've got money. I was just about to explain a concept called chucking a Zerg, and we saw it literally as we did it. So chucking a Zerg, guys, is where you're so far ahead, all you need to do is keep macroing and, like, just making lots of drones, army, spreading creep, and just don't take the worst fight of all time. You'll be able to trade at some point, just don't take the worst fight. But chucking a Zerg is when you're in that position, and instead of taking a good fight, you find the strongest point of your opponent's defense and shove your army into it repeatedly, throwing away multiple armies at a terrible ratio of trading until your opponent is back in the game. Xenoslime, keep it in your pants, buddy. Okay, to be fair, they might crack it. If they can get on the workers, it might be worth it. They just lost like 20 mutas, but the Lings are going to do damage. It's worth it. It's fine. It's fine. Despite the lack of finesse in how this was executed, Xenoslime will crack in and butcher this worker line. My gosh, that's a lot of SCVs going down, and that's going to get it done. Now, you might be thinking I'm making fun of low-level players. Guys, I've watched a lot of pro gamers chuck a Zerg. I've watched a lot of very high-level gamers be in a good position and then just basically, like a gay man trying to erect an anus. Sorry. I don't... just find the most well-defended choke point and hope that your opponent let their guard down. But unless they are also interested in that sort of activity, I don't think they're gonna be into that, personally. I don't know. Yax has basically got one answer to everything, which is you're gay. There's a lot of people, guys, on the internet, remember, who are from a different culture to yours, where being gay is actually the worst thing in the world. For most of us, I think we kind of go, okay. And they're like, but you're gay. You're playing like a gay person. And you're kind of like, yep, cool. And they're like, they're expecting a sort of ego destruction. You know, I don't know if it's in certain places in the world, physically, like a certain country. I think it's more, we're talking about the people who live in the general chat of StarCraft. And if you ever looked in the general chat, guys, you may have realized a few things. Being a woman, being gay, or not being white are 3 things which are generally looked down upon in the general chat of just about any game that's not heavily moderated these days. Because just remember, the absolute cretins of the internet hang out in those places. So, you know, for them, when they lose the video game, they're like, well, my community is basically the 12 neo-Nazis hanging out in that chat, sharing the same ideas about the world repeatedly. And they seem to think, because of that subculture that they're a part of, that they don't realize they're in... It's kind of like those people who are on social media in like a little algorithmic tunnel, right? And their whole worldview, they're convinced is what everyone else thinks the world is. They don't realize it's like this super skewed, bizarro version of the world. And yes, best advice Pig ever gave is /leave general, says Patricius in the chat. 100%. If you're playing Mechabellum, do the same thing. The Mechabellum chat, I couldn't believe it. It was worse. It was worse than the StarCraft general chat, which blew me away. I was like, wow, this is truly a hardcore strategy game. The Mechabellum chat. Oh my, someone posted one on Reddit yesterday, and it was just like a long discussion about, it was basically the people in the chat were tier listing different races in America and how hard they work, and whether or not, how many of them they should keep there. Like, I don't think it was like, it wasn't positive about any of them. It was just about like how bad they are and how much they should prioritize getting rid of them. It was basically what you expect in these general chats at this point. It was like, and people posted on Reddit like, are we going to moderate this chat? And everyone on the Mechabellum subreddit was just like, I left that chat within a week of opening the game. Like, if you're in that chat, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's crazy. Like, get out of there, man. If you guys are hanging out in those channels, like, you know, I think some people are just in there trolling. But I was pointing out something yesterday, and someone in chat said something. They were like, you know, if you pretend to be something for a certain amount of time, you will eventually become it. And I was like, yeah, I think I've seen that happen to people in real time. You know, if you 4chan too close to the sun, you might become a 4chan yourself. Anyways, I think it's 8chan these days anyway, isn't it? Guys, look at this spready. Xenoslime's going to come in and slime all over this army. Yes, this is the most well-defended Terran point, but it's a pretty good pre-spread. The Banes are going to clear up a lot. And if those Marines get taken out, which, why are we building Marines, by the way? I'm a little bit confused about the Marines. The Mutacorruptor's going to come in. Oh, down here. No, not up there, not up there! Flies into the turrets before unzipping his fly. Dude, that's like peeing onto a cop car. If you pee on a parked cop car, that is a wild decision, guys. There are risks that sometimes are valid in a strategy game. Peeing on a cop car is never a real life risk you should be taking. If you need to publicly urinate, find a bush, find an alley like a normal drunk person. Don't be these corruptors flying to 6 missile turrets, unzipping and being like, I'm gonna mark me territory. Oh gosh, flashbacks to, was it 16 years ago, maybe. Yeah, 16, 17 years ago. I think I was about 19 years old. I used to work in a car park, and I had I started getting shifts on the Sunday night, was it? Yeah, it was late Sunday night at this one car park, and it was next to this nightclub that's notorious for letting underage kids in and people sell drugs in it. So it was kind of an experience. Let's just say I've never seen more grown men publicly urinate in plain view than ever before. Like, the number of guys coming out of this club who were like, I'm gonna pee in the middle of the car park on the road. I'm like, there's a corner over there. At least go to the corner. There's a grate on the ground, bro. They do it in full view of me, and I just be like, dude, I don't even have to clean that up. That's not my job, that's someone else's. But dude, I'd just be like shouting at them, and they're like, oh, sorry, bro. You know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And I'm like, yeah. But why in the middle of the car park? Like, dude, find an alley or a corner anywhere. Anyways, working near nightclubs, not fun. I can only imagine what it's like being security in one of those places. Anyways, Broodlord's trying to morph up here. We've got battle cruisers coming through. Hatchery's going to take some damage in the top right. Guys, Yax is really reaching right now, just trying to hang on for dear life. And the Corruptors are going to come out. Corruptors kind of wreck this. Broodlords will break the defensive position. Gonna need a lot more Corruptors to be built. Battlecruisers teleporting home these BCs. 24 kills and 19 kills. Pretty good, dude. Guys, if Yax wins this game, it would be insane. No Overseer. But it's okay, because the Broodlings are going to set off those Widow Mines. Nice. Causing friendly fire. Planetary's not going to be able to defend. More Corruptors on the way, and I think Xenoslime's going to finish this off. The question is, guys, why is Yax not defending this? I thought Yax wasn't down with this sort of stuff, and yet he's letting the Zerg right now spread his babies all over his third base, and that is kind of wild. Leave, bro, says Xenoslime. Yax says K. Leaves a Hellbat in the top right. Xenoslime, after being called gay for 15 minutes, says drops the leave, bro. I'm okay with it, guys. Normally I'm like, oh, you don't need to rub it in, guys. These guys already have to live with being themselves, but I'm totally down with it. Totally down with it. Corruptors, Broodlords coming in. The tank's getting overwhelmed. The Planetary as well. And I think, guys, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think Yax is about to call them gay one more time before they leave. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think we're about to call them gay. I'm not saying... I'm not a psychic, but I have a thing... Whoa! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Is this staged? How did I know? How did I know? Am I a fortune teller? Oh my god. Fuck. Critique ass kid. Wow. Yeah, wow. And they also dropped a "can you die please," which is, wow. Guys, I am a savant at this point. I can't believe this. I am like, literally, I can see into the future of the salt mines. I'm so smart. All right, guys. We got Gron down here in the bottom left up against Hard Slap in the top right. Oh, we're on Crimson Court. Oh, sick. Back on Crimson Court here. Okay, let's see what goes on, guys. Now, I love it, man. I just love to see it, you know. You're gay, you cheese, you play the race wrong. You only won because you did the strategy that only a dumbass would do. That's the only reason it worked. If you played properly, I would have beat you. You know, these are just the classics. We haven't seen too much like just racism and N-word lately, which I'm happy about, because that one always just, I'm like, it's just so uninspired. Whereas, I don't know, the gay one's just a bit more comical these days. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm enjoying the gay insults a little bit more recently. So shout out to our lovely rages on the ladder for keeping us entertained. Gonna do an extractor trick into an overlord with a, is this like a 15-15 on the purple gas? Oh, hello. Hard Slap's gonna see it. What's the response? Now, there's either an effective counter cheese, keep doing your macro build, or panic and shit the bed. Hard Slap builds a second pile in the main. They're panicking and shitting the bed. There is no reason to build a second pile on this early, guys. Hard Slap is trying to hide some tech in the main, but they forgot to take the second gas. You prefer when they say homosexual? Yeah, that's always a good one too. I always like when they just call them homo, because I get to be like, oh, he's calling him a sapien. You know, as opposed to like a Protoss or a Zerg, a higher species, right? Cybercore is going to be delayed by a solid 10-12 seconds here. That's not early at all. Still no second guess. What is this build order, bro? Hard Slap, you're going to make up your mind. Third pylon? What are you doing? What's this build, bro? Oh my god, Hard Slap saw the front base and is losing their mind right now, guys. Can't decide what to do at all. Is rallying onto the ground with the probes. These probes just hanging out. Oh, meanwhile, Rich Gas is already here. This is an organized cheese for Grond. Grond puts 3 workers on the gas. That's double effective gas mining. Roach Horn comes up at home. Queen on the front. You want to lava inject here, get roaches running forward, and then you want to walk the queen forward with it. This is a brutally effective cheese rush from Grond. Uses the forward hatchery, uses the purple gas. This is a beautiful build. Misplaced hatch, says chat. Is it though? It is up 1 space from where it could be, but still equal distance to the gas and 1 space closer to rally the roaches. So totally planned, Twitch chat. Totally planned. Hard Slap actually does know it's a rush. Problem, you're going battery adept up against what's going to be Ravagers. You need Stalkers. Sentries and Adepts are not going to be what you need. A Stargate would shut this down. A Robo 3-gate would be doing well. These batteries are way too early because they're going to finish when the Roaches haven't even emerged from their eggs yet. And then we're going to go for a Nexus and try to defend with just 2 Stalkers rallied off 1 gateway? Mate. Oh, mate. Okay, another Stalker starts up, and then you need to build a pylon. You built all these pylons so early, you need to make another pylon. Hard Slap. Hard Slap's chronoing well, doing like a decent job. Should be able to defend if they non-stop make Stalkers, but these batteries are so cramped, it's going to be hard to micro in and out of the wall. This is really awkward. What are we going to follow up with in the main? 100 gas only. Robo goes down. I mean, 2-gate Robo should shut it down, but of course, Grond can always transition as well. Now, the Roaches aren't going to be able to beat 2 batteries and Adept a Stalker and a Sentry. Get out of there, Grond. Grond, run away. Yeah, you're going to have to morph Ravagers to heal that guy. We should already be morphing Ravagers, to be fair. Starting to bile this up. Already double tumor in the middle. Wow. I thought we'd go for a lava inject on the front and then creep tumors, but hey, to each their own. Nexus goes down. More Stalkers being built. Hard Slap still hasn't built a pylon. Oh, Hard Slap. I feel like the best way to defend builds like this is just do a 1-base all-in counterattack, right? If you do like a 4-gate Robo or something like that, 3-gate Robo, you're going to smash. But yeah, these batteries really badly placed with this wall off. Oh, I mean, they kind of help a little bit, but not all that much. Stalker's going to hang out. The wall off will buy you a lot of time, but you need more pylons. No pylons building. 500 minerals in the bank. Hard Slap not using the Robo. Unable to warp in, and they're going to realize at this point, oh my god, that's walling your... No, that was one of your few ingress points. Ways to get in and out. Now you've only got 1 opening. At least you had 2 before. Oh god. Oh, Hard Slap's cornering themselves. Hard Slap's cornering themselves. Oh no. Pull behind the wall. At this point, you have to get behind that wall. You cannot fight out front. You're going to lose your gates and your cybercore. Rebuild them in the main. You have money. The Immortal finally starting, but it needs to get chrono boosted. This is a big problem. Stalker's warping it on the outside of the wall, dodging the biles reasonably well. Oh, but we're spending too much time running around, not fighting. The Roach Ravager doing well. The Stalker at Depth Sentry is getting overwhelmed. And I think Grond here with like just a really basic cheese is going to overwhelm. And what's fascinating about today's show, guys, is this is the show of really simple, decisive, cheesy attacks. And players struggling to defend it, which is one of the most frustrating things. You see it coming, you think you know what to do, and you end up just getting overrun, right? Abandoning the proxy racks in the last game, abandoning that in this one, building a few stalkers, but then not doubling down, getting the nexus, getting supply block, and trying to do the wall off is working against you. You've got to give up the wall off, bro. If you stay behind the wall, rebuild the gateways, it's not that bad. You've got 600 minerals and Immortal comes down. You still might be able to defend this, especially if you can get rid of these Ravagers from behind the wall off. But you've got to keep warping in, making gateways and making Immortals. And right now, Hard Slap is not building Immortals. It keeps going out of the wall off. Stay behind the wall off, bro. Stop going out. Can't you tell this isn't working? Oh no, and now we're cornered. Now we're cornered. Oh my god, at this little choke point. Stop moving forward. Run away. Oh no. Sorry, guys. This is painful because Hard Slap wants to defend their wall, but they are not doing it correctly. I'm just cheering for Hard Slap so hard because it looked like their initial response was good enough. They kind of read the play, but they're not going to be able to do it. And they're about to say some filthy things in the chat. You know, you're a fag. How the F am I supposed to defend this bull? It sucks, Hard Slap. So here's a hot tip, guys, just for you guys. Make sure your opponent likes being called. Sorry, a hag, I should have said. Play better. So what you want to do is you want to not insult them if you're going to ask them for advice. You want to ask them for advice, get the info, and then say, F you, you cheesy piece of crap. So what you're going to do is you want to contain your rage for a minute, ask the questions, then do the other stuff. Lol, can you even play a macro game? Says Hard Slap. Why would you care? Says Gron. Gron does have a point here. Are they doing a simple, easy build cheese? Yeah. Why would you care? Good point. Hard Slap's like, oh yeah, you kind of got me there, bro. 1,500 minerals, 500 gas in the bank, but that wall off just worked against you. And that's one of those things, man. Should not have been fighting in front of the wall off. Should have just kept making units, rebuilt behind it, and should have realized they were doing that. So Hard Slap right now is like, it's fine, I'm going to surround you. Gron's like, okay, have fun trying. I'm going to corrosive bile you to death. Going to take down these units. Pylon's still trying to be built by Hard Slap. Hard Slap is going to get annihilated, of course. Does get taken down, and Gron's going to get in there. Be honest, are you just gay, or were you born like them? Guys, our last Salt Mines was, is it gay to be Terran? This one's just going to be, is it gay to attack your opponent? like, I'm already struggling with the title and thumbnail here in my head. I'm like, oh gosh, we can't do that 2 weeks in a row. We can't. Why are you so salty? I wasn't the one who peed in your cornflakes today. Yesterday, maybe. Maybe I was the one who beat your cornflakes. That was yesterday, not today. Get over it, dude. Because I've tried beating your gay strat twice and don't know. Oh, this is the second time they lost to them as well. Oh, that's so tilting. Oh, yeah. I played you last game too. Oh, that's so tilting. Like, that is actually the thing. And this is the point where you have a path. You go, I'm so frustrated. I saw it coming twice. I tried to defend. I just couldn't stop it. This seems so BS. And this is where you have two options, guys. Keep complaining at your opponent and calling them homo, or go watch the replay and write down a few points. And we could see there was a lot of points on what we could do better. I lost my last game and I did this exact thing. That's actually what happened. Says, wait, did Hard Slap beat them in the previous game and forgot? Did Hard Slap forget that they won the previous game, but they felt so traumatized they thought they lost? No. Maybe it wasn't you, just someone with similar name. Oh, no. Okay. It was same strat. Guys, what's the bet? It was like a 10-minute max Roach Ravager attack. What's the bet? It was like the only similarity is like one of the units was the same. It was like 5+ minutes later in the game. But because like Hard Slap's so ragey and emotional that they're just like, yeah, someone else attacked me with roaches. Fuck. Ah, no. Too many roaches. I guess, but for real, what should I do against a strat like that? Oh, Hard Slap's actually asking for advice now. Guy I lost again when one base 4 gate against me and I got owned, says Grond. You don't have to do that, but that's, like I said, the easy way to do it. I'll try that, says Hard Slap. Yeah, one base 4 gate will crush this. Because if you're going to fight in front of your wall off like this, number one, guys, build batteries further forward so you can heal further in front of your wall, or even build them in front of your wall. Number two, you need to make as many units as possible. I'll try that. One race is risky if you can't do damage. I mean, against the guy who's built his purple gas out here, yeah, just counter it with an all-in. It's simple. Or stay behind your wall, keep building units, and rebuild your gateways in the main. Thanks, and sorry, GG. Oh! The wholesome twist! The wholesome twist! This is it. This is why you guys, I know some of you are still in a bit of a very like fundamentalist or conservative bubble where you kind of go, oh, no, like, you know, you think basically people being homo is bad. But I think what's happened here is we've seen Hardslap realize like homo people are actually good. Literally gave advice after he insulted him. And despite clearly doing a very gay build, Grond was nice enough to tell them how to beat it. And that's it. And that's there. You know, Grond being the better human there, answering the question, actually helping them out, explaining what happened. And Hardslap, what I like to see, because we all have the emotional reaction, and usually in the Salt Mines, we don't see people move past it. I always talk about this. I always talk about how in my games, right, I will have the same response when someone cannon rushes me. It's like, well, I'm a freaking idiot. And if you guys watch my stream, especially if I'm having a bad day, you'll see me maybe rant for like a minute or two. I'll be like, ah, this freaking dumbass just trying to cheese me. But I will funnel that into playing better, and I will usually get over it, and after a little bit of time, I'll go like, man, he played really good. It was like a really good cheesy build, really threw me off my element, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's you got to take that step from emotional ragey reaction to appreciation for what your opponent's done, appreciation for the challenge, and understanding of what you need to do better next time. And I did not expect we were going to get that today, but shout out to Hardslap, made that turnaround. Thank you very much. Grond for being nice enough to actually teach Hardslap a bit of a lesson about how to stop your cheese as well. That's the nicest thing you can do. Literally telling your opponent how to beat your strategy. That's generous, mate. Hats off to you and all the rest of the cheeses out there who are maybe swinging on a certain side of the equation, if you know what I'm talking about. Thanks for the love, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. And once again, don't forget to send in any new replays you have of Rage. Info's down below. We did manage to fix some of the old replays, which is how we cast this from 5.013. So shout out to HyperOne for creating an app that allowed us to salvage a bunch of replays from the last two patches. So thank you, HyperOne, for creating that app that allows us to go into offline mode and do that. And see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and good night.